Hey Bougie click. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's all too relevant in our fast-paced, complex world, the art of navigating relationships, particularly when it comes to trust. Drawing from wisdom in Jeremiah 17 verse 5, we'll explore why putting too much faith in others can lead to disappointment. Trust is fragile, and while everyone has the capacity to change, it's essential to recognize how external factors can influence behavior. We'll discuss the importance of setting clear standards and boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. So, if you're ready to learn how to safeguard yourself and make informed choices in your relationships, stick around. Let's get started.
I'ma make you a fan.
Vet men wisely, why trusting men can lead to heartbreak. In today's world, navigating relationships can feel like walking a tightrope, especially when it comes to trust. The phrase vet men, but don't ever trust them captures a harsh reality that many have encountered. It serves as a reminder that while we may desire genuine connections, we must remain vigilant and discerning. Trust is a fragile thing, and as the Bible warns in Jeremiah 17 verse 5, cursed is the man who trusts in man. This verse underscores the need to approach relationships with caution, recognizing that no one, be it a man or a woman, can be inherently trusted. The illusion of love, unmasking the truth. In recent years, media stories have highlighted shocking revelations of individuals discovering their spouse's hidden, sinister behaviors after years of marriage. These narratives often involve seemingly normal relationships where one partner gradually reveals their true nature. For example, the case of John Meehan, known as Dirty John, captivated audiences when it was revealed how he manipulated and deceived his wife, Deborah Newell, for years. His charm masked his malevolent intentions, illustrating how easily one's standards can be eroded over time. Such cases demonstrate a common tactic used by manipulative partners, the gradual lowering of standards. They start with seemingly innocuous actions, like encouraging you to try a food you dislike. If you resist, they might label you as difficult, subtly shifting blame and creating an environment where you question your own preferences. This manipulation fosters a dynamic where being difficult becomes a necessity for self-preservation. In these toxic dynamics, the manipulative partner often casts themselves as the good guy, forcing the other into the role of the bad guy. This tactic serves to isolate and control, making the victim question their own judgment and worth. Eventually, the manipulative partner's true nature emerges, often accompanied by blame directed at the victim for any changes in the relationship. The victim may find themselves desperately searching for the person they believed they loved, only to realize that this person was a facade all along. Recognizing these patterns early can empower individuals to protect themselves and maintain their integrity in relationships. The truth is that everyone is capable of change, and often, that change is influenced by external factors. A single incident can trigger a reaction that reveals a side of someone we've never seen before. For example, a good man may react negatively if reminded of a painful past relationship. This unpredictability is part of being human. We all have our triggers and vulnerabilities. It's essential to understand that while we may want to see the best in others, we must also acknowledge that circumstances can lead people down paths we never expected. Moreover, it's crucial to recognize that most individuals prioritize their own interests. Whether consciously or subconsciously, people often look out for themselves first. This reality highlights the importance of self-preservation and awareness in relationships. When you enter into a relationship, you must keep your own best interests at heart. Continuously vetting those around you is not merely a precaution, it's a necessity. People evolve, and so do their intentions. By consistently reassessing whom you allow into your life, you can safeguard your emotional well-being. One of the most effective ways to protect yourself in relationships is by establishing clear standards and boundaries. These serve as the framework for what you will and will not accept. When you set firm expectations for your relationships, it becomes significantly harder for others to take advantage of you. Standards create a structure that others must respect, and when they don't, it's a clear signal that they may not have your best interests at heart. The complexity of trust, beyond gender. While the discourse often centers on men as the primary culprits of betrayal in relationships, it's critical to acknowledge that women, too, can breach trust. Stories abound where women, once considered family or close friends, have betrayed those they supposedly cared for, sometimes with devastating consequences. These narratives challenge the notion that only men are capable of such acts. For instance, the case of Jodi Arias, who was convicted of the unaliving of her boyfriend, Travis Alexander, underscores the reality that women can also be perpetrators of grievous harm. This is why movements that single out one gender as inherently untrustworthy, like the decenter men movement, can be misleading. They ignore the complexities of human behavior by suggesting that only men can be harmful. The role of women in betrayal. Cheating is often viewed as a male domain, yet many times, the women involved are aware of the existing relationships and choose to pursue them regardless. Noteworthy media cases highlight situations where women have knowingly engaged with men in relationships, exacerbating the betrayal. Moreover, some men have even enlisted the help of women to harm other women, demonstrating that deceit knows no gender bounds. The infamous case of Charles Manson and his family of followers, which included women who carried out heinous acts, illustrates how women can be complicit in harm. Such examples highlight the importance of remaining vigilant and discerning about who we allow into our lives, regardless of their gender. Trust wisely, boundaries are key. Psalm 118 verse 8 reminds us, "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man." This biblical wisdom encourages us to rely on a higher power instead of placing blind trust in others. It doesn't suggest living in paranoia but rather advocates for healthy skepticism and the establishment of boundaries. Trust should not be given freely, it must be earned over time. By setting clear boundaries and making people earn their place in our lives, we protect ourselves and maintain our emotional well-being. The goal isn't to live in fear but to cultivate relationships where trust is a privilege, not a given, ensuring that those who truly respect and care for us are the ones who remain close. In conclusion, while it may be tempting to fully trust the people we welcome into our lives, it's crucial to approach relationships with a healthy dose of skepticism. Remember that nobody is exempt from the capacity to change, both for better or worse. By continually vetting those around you, maintaining high standards, and establishing boundaries, you can create a protective barrier around your emotional landscape. Trust may be a desirable trait in relationships, but being discerning is what truly keeps you safe. As we navigate the complexities of human connections, let us remain vigilant and prioritize our own well-being above all else. Thank you for joining me today as we explored the intricate dynamics of trust and relationships. Remember, while the desire for genuine connections is natural, maintaining a sense of caution and discernment is essential. As we move forward, let's prioritize our emotional well-being and set clear boundaries to protect ourselves and our interactions. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that dives deep into the complexities of human relationships. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you approach trust in your own life? Drop your comments below. Until next time, stay vigilant and take care of yourselves. What do you think? Should you trust men? Let me know in the comments section. Stay bougie. Follow and support me. All links in bio. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.